Hello everyone and welcome back to March's bullet journal video. This month I decided to go with a Horcrux theme. So I did each of the Horcruxes for different spreads and such, and I really liked the way it ended up turning out. So for my cover page I decided to go with Tom Riddle's diary. So I am just coloring it in here and outlining March, and I put March where Tom Marvolo Riddle normally would have been written on the journal, and instead just replaced it with the month as my title for the book. And then I just filled in around the letters with black. And just for some extra embellishment, I added some little stars and some wispy kind of green smoke-ish, magical looking, I don't know what it is, just behind the book to add a little extra something just to the cover there. And I decided to make it green just because I could make it green. Then on the next page is my sleep tracker. As usual, it's the same sleep tracker again that you've always seen me use. I'm debating on switching it up because I get up with a newborn a lot now, but I'm not sure how yet, so I haven't. So it's just the same one that I have been using. And at the top of this page, I did Ravenclaw's diadem, and that's what I'm doing here, just as a little header for my sleep tracker. And then in where the text, "Wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure," should go, I decided to put sleep tracker instead because that's the title of this page. And then I just filled in all the little gems with the blue that you see on the Ravenclaw diadem. And then I also did the little lines that I like to do on this page. Next is my new spread that I have started in this bullet journal, which is my cleaning chart. And for the cleaning chart, I decided to go with Marvolo Gaunt's ring. Because my cleaning chart, I've been sticking with this circular shape, and the ring is circular, so I thought that it fit pretty well. So I just drew out the ring and put all the little embellishments and engravings that you see on the ring around the edge before filling in the actual chart in the center of the ring. Yeah, and I liked the way that this turned out a lot. It's probably one of my favorite pages, just because I think it fits so well. And I didn't really change anything with this cleaning chart. I added one extra task to my monthly tasks, but other than that, it's pretty standard from what I've been using throughout this bullet journal at least, as well. And then after I got it all filled in, I decided to, of course, color it in. And the ring is gold with a black stone, so I just made a gold ring with a black stone. And because you don't look at the ring from the top view, you can't really see the Deathly Hallows marking engraved on it, so I didn't bother putting that on the ring. But then I just, filled it in with the colors that I'm going to be using to fill in that chart. And then on the next page is my habit tracker. For my habit tracker, I thought it would be a perfect layout for Harry, because Harry was the Horcrux Voldemort never meant to make. So I am just doing Harry's glasses with a little scar, and I will be filling in each of the little boxes you see there with the color black, so hopefully I will have all black glasses by the end of the month. But each of these little squares around the edge is numbered 1 through 31, of course. And I also colored in the little scars with a yellow color, because that's, I feel like, the color you always see the scars. And then I filled in the titles with a bright green because I just thought it fit nicely, because Harry's eyes are green anyway. On the next page for my mood tracker, I did Nagini, and it's a very, very basic Nagini. And instead of drawing each individual scale and getting really detailed, I just sort of drew little scales kind of throughout and labeled each with a different color that you would find on Nagini, like the yellow and green and gray and brown. Just different colors that Nagini has, and so I didn't go into terribly big detail with that, but it would have just taken too long and been really complex if I did, so I'm okay with how it turned out. For my expense tracker, it's the same as I've been doing, with the difference of the incoming having the 2 columns instead of 1. And I did a very, very, very basic expense tracker. I also didn't use my ruler for the expense tracker, and that is greatly because I have a newborn that was sitting in a little rocking chair that I needed to watch, and he kept waking up and needed to be tended to, so I kept having to pause the video. So instead of using the ruler and going into great detail on this page, I really just needed to have it be quick. So yeah, that's what I did here. So I didn't do anything too crazy. So it's all just hand done, no ruler, and then it's just colored in with different colors of green, and that's basically it. However, for the next page, my video tracker page, I decided to do Hufflepuff's cup, and I wasn't sure how to incorporate Hufflepuff's cup, to be honest. So I ultimately ended with the decision of making it very pale and watercolored in the background so that I could write over top of it, but you could still see the cup. However, it wouldn't mess up like the text and when I need to actually write on the page. And overall, I think the effect is really nice, so I'm glad I decided to go that route. Then on the next page is my brain dump page. I know some people don't use a brain dump page, however, I have always found a use for it, so I will probably always use or put in a brain dump page because I've always used a brain dump page. However, at the bottom of that, to not take up too much space on the page, because like I said, I actually use my brain dump page, I put Slytherin's locket just down in the corner there, and colored that all in. And I really like Slytherin's locket the way it turned out. I think it looks really cool. And then at the top I did more of the stars and the like wispy green smoke magic-y stuff, whatever it is, I don't know, that I did on the cover page just at the top where it says brain dump. Now for the first week, because technically the first week of March is only 3 days, I mapped out 3 boxes, and I had used up all the Horcruxes, so I was wondering really what to do for this week, and ultimately I landed on the decision of doing the hiding places of each of the Horcruxes. So this first day is the cave, where the locket is supposed to be hidden. Well, it was hidden, and it was supposed to be there when Harry went to go get it, but it was already gone. Yeah, so I did that cave, and I just filled in with blacks and kind of greens because I made the island kind of glow faintly green. The only other color on here is brown, and that's the little boat. Other than that, I just kind of filled it in with blacks and greens because the cave is dark, and yeah, the only glow came from the island, and it's a pretty dark setting, so it was fairly easy to do. So that was my first day. The second day, I decided to do the Room of Requirement, where the diadem was hidden. This was quite complex to do, but pretty easy. It was just filling the page with a random assortment of just objects and things. So I have like cabinets and brooms and a hat, half an eggshell from whatever your mind wants to make it. Some little potion bottles, a cage, lots of books, yeah, and I also shadowed out a second pile of just stuff in the background of the pile of stuff that I drew in the front. That doesn't have as much detail because the room of requirement is, at least that part of the room of requirement is just filled with an assortment of random items. So that is what I did here. I wasn't sure how I was going to make it work, but I just went for it, and I actually like the end result. And it was pretty easy to fill in. I just filled in with a bunch of random colors for random objects, and yeah, it ended up looking nice. So for the third day, I decided to do the Lestrange vault. This, I didn't go into too much detail on the door because if you guys have seen the vault doors, they are insane. They have a whole bunch of little details in there, and I just was not sure how to do it. So I just added a very basic detailing to the door, and then some little gold coins and a little gold vase and different things inside the vault. And that was basically it for the vault. The vault was the easiest one out of these days, but I really like this week. It's my favorite week for sure. And now it's time for the final flip through. Well, I have really enjoyed working on this month. It's one of my favorites to work on, to be honest, and I love the way it turned out. So if you enjoyed it as well, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe while you're down there as well. Hit that little bell button to notify you every single time that I upload, and I'll see you guys next time.